Hay fever can be the worst. With symptoms ranging from headaches, chest pains, to a cough, to a runny nose, sometimes you just want to curl up into a ball and hide until all of the grass stops banging. With the pollen levels super high in Europe this spring and summer, it can be really hard to find any relief anywhere you go. So instead of talking about books in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I combat hay fever with 3 easy steps. To take myself from this to this. It's not a huge improvement, guys, but it's enough. My name is Kat, and usually on this channel I talk about reading and writing. You know, books. I'm a bookworm. Boop. But today I'm going to be talking about the plague of my existence currently, which is hay fever. I also have asthma, which means that I can really struggle to breathe during these months, and honestly, it's hell. I also do a weekly vlog. This is the weekly vlog, only normally there's more books in it. Okay, so the first step is getting out of bed. I know this can be really challenging, especially when symptoms are high. Your body actually thinks it's under attack by, a cold. So you can often have cold symptoms or even flu symptoms, which is what I had on the day that I recorded all of these glamour shots of me in bed. I really struggle, okay? It's like having a fever. I was in bed for around 3 hours by the time that I managed to get up the gumption to record this and actually treat myself. When hay fever is at its worst and you have a headache and you feel fevery and grumpy, and honestly all you want to do is lie down in bed and say these words over and over again: life is suffering and pain. You need to get out of bed. I know. Give yourself a couple of hours of rest if you can, if you feel comfortable in bed. I often feel like I can't breathe even worse in bed, but at least I'm not moving around, which kind of compensates a little bit. Once you are feeling recovered enough to stand up, get your butt out of bed. So the first step requires some equipment. You will need a nose syringe. I will let Snotty and Unhappy Cat explain what that is and how you use one. Step 1 requires that you purchase one of these. This is a nose syringe. The brand that we use is Nasoline. And that you fill a glass full of water and salt. Now we actually use a saline material from Nasoline. And I just emptied one of these into a glass full of warm water as per the instructions. I'm going to fill this baby up by just popping it in the water and then pulling up the top. Oh yeah, see? Yeah. Pro at this by now. So all you have to do, you can just see how filthy my mirror is. All right, let's do this. All you have to do is place this against your nostril, boop, like this, so that you don't place it inside your nostril. All right, all you have to do is place this against your nostril. Now, if I put it here, it's gonna clean out this side. If I put it here, it's going to clean out this side. So just be aware, don't re-rinse the same nostril multiple times if you're not getting the results that you want. Just pop it here. Now, it's really big, and that's not the amount that will go in your nose. You just use it, push against it, so that it forms a seal. Now, the most important part is coming. Now, the most important part is to lean your head and open your mouth. So lean away from the direction that you're pushing and open your mouth. Now, opening your mouth allows you to breathe, but it also means that the water that you're pushing in won't go down the back of your throat and be all salty and gross. All right, let's do this. All right, then you need a tissue. Do the other nostril and see that? I can breathe. For the second step, we need to run the tap. Now this we're going to use for boiling the kettle because we need a nice bowl of hot water, and we also want to grab some of that cold water to take some painkillers with. All right, so the third step is coming up. For this you need a bowl and a towel. I think you've probably guessed where this is going. And if you are asthmatic, I also recommend grabbing your inhaler because this can be a bit challenging. Asthma can exaggerate and accelerate and kind of like make everything about hay fever so much worse. So just having your inhaler on hand can be a lifesaver. Genuinely a lifesaver. Step number 2 is to take some painkillers with some cold water. Now you might be thinking, what do we need all that boiled water for then? Well, you're going to fill up a bowl just like this. Tie back your hair, make sure you have a towel that's going over your head, and then just put your face over the bowl. And put the towel over your face. If you feel like you can't hold your head up because you have a headache or for other neck-related reasons, you can put your fist like this, just like at yoga, and just place your forehead on your fists. And that way, you'll be a perfect distance from the bowl. If you live in the UK, I recommend adding a teaspoon of my favourite ever chemist substance, Vicks. This is kind of I don't even know what it is. It makes you breathe easier and it gets rid of your snot. That's all I have to say to people who are not in the UK and therefore do not know what this magical elixir is. We also use it to rub on children's chests when they have a cold for the same reason. It opens your airways and makes life so much better. It can sting a bit, but the decongestion that happens is so worth it for me. Unfortunately, I don't have Vicks at hand because I don't live in the UK anymore, but if you can stand it, take some. If you can't, lower the dose or even go without the Vicks. The Vicks is kind of, yeah, like I said, it stings your eyes a lot. In Europe, however, we don't seem to have access to Vicks, so we're going for the pure water solution. You could try adding a couple of essential oils or whatever you're into. I just prefer plain water. I'm trying to flush out here all of the pollen that's left on my face, essentially, and, you know, relax. So after all of these treatments, those 3 steps, I can now return to bed. The headache is slightly subsiding thanks to the painkiller that we took, and I can now breathe thanks to steps 1 and 3. So honestly, the best step now is to take a short nap if you can. If you don't have that opportunity, if you have work today, or you've just promised a friend you'll help them move house, or you need to complete your dailies in World of Warcraft, whatever it is that you need to get done, I hope that these 3 steps have really helped alleviate your symptoms and that you can now breathe easily again. Or at least, you know, breathe again. Alright, so let's talk about some other remedies for hay fever. Obviously, the most effective one is to take your antihistamines regularly. Now, I recommend choosing a brand or at least a drug and sticking with it. I swapped antihistamines halfway through this season, which is why this happened to me. I ran out of the original one that I had taken from the UK and had to switch to a Swedish one, which did not have the same active ingredient. Now, if you did not know, antihistamines actually need a couple of days, up to 2 weeks, to build up in your system before they even have an effect. Now, I know they say 6-hour relief on them. That's usually because they also contain decongestives and other treatments to help you relieve the symptoms. But the actual antihistamine itself needs a couple of days in the body to build up a reservoir in order to attack the histamines. So obviously that is the perfect solution. Take that 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks before now, and you would be feeling all right by now. That's not going to help. But for next year, it will. Take it at a regular time. I usually take mine at night because in the morning, that's the 8 hours after the dose. And that is usually when the pollen is highest in the morning. So I like to take mine at night. It isn't a, you know, set in stone solution, and I'm still experimenting with my own body and with my own asthma and hay fever. So hopefully you guys can also try that out. This is also why you need to take antihistamines daily. You can't just take them when the symptoms are there, which is what I thought for the longest time. You need to take them daily, and like I said, in advance as well. There's also a couple of treatments I found online that I haven't tried. These include chamomile tea and apples, which apparently both contain natural antihistamines. If you're wondering what an antihistamine or a histamine is a histamine is the thing in your body that keeps you awake and that combats illnesses and infections and things coming in from outside, like bacteria that want to destroy you. Unfortunately, the thing that keeps you awake and the thing that attack these things is the same thing, which is why antihistamines often make you drowsy. I know, it's not fair. It's just not fair. It's also why oftentimes when you're suffering from hay fever, you also feel a lot more drowsy. There really is no good solution here. You're going to feel drowsy with or without the antihistamines because your histamines are busy doing other things. And that is it. Let me know in the comments down below if you have tried these steps and if they worked for you, and if not, if you have any remedies that you try, because I'm always looking for more ways to recover from hay fever that doesn't involve burning the entire world to the ground, which honestly, sometimes I'm alright with that. So while you're recovering from those plant hippies, check out my channel. It contains lots of stuff about reading and writing, like I said, so if you're into that or if you want to see more of me, then you can hit subscribe. But honestly, I'm not sure how often I will be doing content like this that isn't book related, so if you're looking for more antihistamine tips, probably not the channel. Maybe, I don't know. You can hit subscribe to find out, I guess. And yeah, stay antihistamine. Have a wonderful summer, kittens, and I hope you get to enjoy the sun and the flowers and stuff, even with the snotty nose syndrome, and hopefully now you can sneeze a little bit less. Have a great week. Hope you have a nice cup of tea and a great book, and I will see you next week. Those grasses be doing it all up in the space, just grass doing it. And apparently my body is not a fan of free love. My body would have hated the 60s.